This is a Glendale Library Arts and Culture program created for and featuring teens, edited and hosted by the teen library staff.
Love it. That.
So what is that?
It's yeast extract.
Oh, okay. I think I know what that is.
You put it on toast, right? Yep. It kind of looks like Nutella.
It looks like Nutella, but you can't make the mistake of just getting a giant spoon and having a spoonful. That's a classic mistake Americans make. You don't want to do it.
It's like I've heard a lot of people don't like it, but I think they probably eat it wrong.
They eat it wrong, exactly. You gotta be a bit more cautious when you start off. Thin spread on toast with butter. That's what you want to do on sourdough bread. That's the way to do it. If you dive straight in with a huge spoon, you're in for trouble. But it's really good for you as well. It's chock full of vitamins.
Oh.
A lot of B vitamins and folate. Yeah. Highly recommended.
So let's jump back to librarianship. So you said that you didn't think that you would become like a teen librarian, but was there something that you fell in love with that you were like, okay, yeah, teen librarian, I see myself doing that, other than like an adult, like an adult service librarian or a children's librarian?
Children's.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I could be a children's librarian. But I don't know, I feel like I connect well with teens. I don't think I'm that formidable, maybe, so it kind of helps connect that way. When I ran some programs back in Simi Valley, I had a great time running the book clubs over there, and just seeing how much they enjoyed it kind of made me realize, okay, this is something that I could do. Because I didn't, when I was going through library school, I wasn't thinking at all about programs. But it's such a huge part of public libraries, and particularly for this demographic, teenagers. So that realization helped me out.
Do you have like a favorite program that you've done?
Ooh. Oh yeah, there was one in 2017. We had this giant inflatable dome that showed NASA-related movies. I think Glendale's done something similar recently.
I don't know if it's like Mars exactly, but I remember like the last big space thing, right?
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah, and I did something similar in Simi Valley. That was a lot of fun. The teen advisory boards that I've done in the past, which I'm still trying to set up here, those are good. Those are fun experiences. Just talking directly to teens and asking them questions about what they want to see, what changes they want. Yeah, that's enjoyable. That's a fun program.
What advice would you give to maybe like a teen that is hearing this and is like, oh, I kind of want to be like a teen librarian? That seems cool.
I would say volunteer if you can at a library and become familiar with Dewey Decimal System, and being in that environment, in a library, public library environment, would be beneficial. So any way you can get that kind of experience, whether it's volunteering or working initially as a page, and then as you're working in a library, it's a common experience for a lot of staff members. Starting at the lower levels and then on the side studying to become a librarian. But also not being afraid to try different things outside of that library environment, just to get experience in all kinds of jobs like I did, because they can help you dealing with certain types of patrons, for instance. It can give you that kind of confidence that you can deal with difficult people, which will happen if you're a librarian or if you work in a library. It's a public space, so you're going to have that kind of contact with people, all kinds of people.
Yeah, I think sometimes people forget that we do kind of have that customer service aspect to our job. And it's like, like we do deal with everyone.
We do.
Do you have a favorite part about being, I guess you already touched on this, but if you could like elaborate more, like what's been your favorite part of being a teen librarian so far? Besides maybe interacting with the teens?
Interacting with the teens, this is exciting in a situation working for Glendale, because we're trying to have a different kind of teen space at Central Library. So I'm in that committee or group that's talking about renovating that space in Central to make the teen space more appealing to teenagers. So being involved with that kind of decision making or helping or contributing is awesome. I don't think I'd really have that opportunity to have a say in such a change for a space.
So, what is a common myth that you hear about being a librarian?
Okay. So my friends actually thought that you could just walk into a library and say, "Hey, I want to be a librarian. When can I start?" Kind of thing. I think the ease, there's a myth that you don't need any education. I think some people think you can just put your hand up and say, "Yeah, I'm going to be a librarian today."
Right. I've heard that. I've heard that a few times. You can.
It always cracks me up. And then there's the usual kind of stereotype of the librarian that always tells you to shush, which isn't quite true anymore because libraries are becoming such community hubs, and it isn't always so quiet. So, how all librarians look the same, glasses, stereotype.
And that they're all old or something.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard at Montrose one time, everyone these moms came in and they were like, "I didn't know the library had such young people here." I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that persists, this idea that libraries are really stuffy places where you can't. It's all about studying.
Yeah.
But it's evolved so much. Where you can do so much in libraries now. It's a gathering place. You can create things. Go to attend all kinds of programs. It's more than just a storage house full of books.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people still kind of avoid libraries because of that perception.
And so, during COVID-19, how has being a teen librarian changed for you? And if you could talk about, your experience from working at home.
Sure. It's been both challenging and beneficial in a way, because I've been able to focus on things that I've been putting aside for a long time. Different types of programs, like a book club. We have the opportunity now to have this online graphic novel book club, and the teen content videos, which you guys are part of, I've been making. Like kind of passive programs like that, where you can watch great content, book reviews and book talks. So just different types of programs. That's what this experience has allowed us to do and try, and that's been a good thing. And I've enjoyed being part of it.
Yeah, I think going back to what you were saying about the misconception of libraries being all stuffy and very I think during these times it has shown that the libraries are just much more than that conception that people have, which is great because I think it just shows people that we're also evolving with the times, which is great. Yeah. So now before we end, we have some rapid questions for you. Just gonna they're kind of fun little rapid questions. So the first question is, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Next question is, what is your biggest victory?
Oh, biggest victory. Interesting question. I would say surprising myself. It's more of a general thing, but like I feel like when I feel like I can't do something, but then I actually devote some time to it, and end up accomplishing it eventually, then that feels phenomenal.
Is there something that you would want to tell your younger self, like a piece of advice?
Yeah. Don't worry about that score you got for the end of high school test. It doesn't. It wasn't the end of the world, which I thought it was at the time.
Mhm.
So I would have said, you know what, take some time to realize what you want to do. If I had known that when I was 19, I wouldn't have been so anxious
Right.
at that time in my life. It was a really stressful time, as it is for a lot of teens.
From Hi, I'm Your Neighbor, you mentioned how you started playing the tin whistle.
Yeah.
How did you, why did you choose the tin whistle, and like how is it learning to play?
I chose it because I like Irish folk music, and when I hear that in the songs, I wondered what that instrument was, and then I narrowed it down. And I thought, oh, okay, like I like to play this. I like to see if I could do it. So it's pretty easy to learn, actually. You've got to stick to it initially to learn finger positioning and what some of the notes mean. But yeah, it's fun. It's a good beginner's instrument. First instrument I've ever learned or tried to learn.
So, what show are you currently watching?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
Is there an artist that you have currently been listening to a lot?
The Police, and it's going back a while, but I love my 80s music, and I listen to. I got a Spotify account, so it's kind of
I love
download.
Spotify.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're offering a Spotify gift card actually through the Teen Summer Program.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a pretty eclectic taste in music, so I keep changing it up,
Right.
some different stuff. The Police at the moment, there's a song called I See Fire. It's by Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yeah, I know that song.
And my wife and I are listening to that all the time to the point where it's kind of like it's it's a problem. We keep singing it, so we can't get it out of our heads, and we go to bed and we can't go to sleep because we're still going through our heads. So that's where it gets too much.
And then, what is a book that you have read recently or currently reading that you would recommend?
There was one that I read recently to do with societies, rise and fall of powerful societies in history, and what caused their collapse ultimately, and what made them become superpowers in the first place. So it talked about ancient Persia, and then ancient Rome, and the Chinese dynasties, and to the British Empire. Now it's talking about America and how America is a superpower. And then, so it was interesting to read why superpowers, why they fall, and things to look out for, and fascinating book.
Do you have like any programs or anything that's happening, currently that teens would like to know about?
Yeah, we got so the summer reading program is happening until August 31st. If you're 12, you can participate in that up to age 17. And if you're 18, it's a bit of a quirk in the system. But if you're 18 and you want to participate, you can do that. You just got to say you're 17 in the stats and you apply, because otherwise it won't let you join. What else? There's a fake news challenge, which you can get community service hours for. That's available right now until the end of the year, and possibly ongoing after that. So the same way you would you would sign up for the summer reading program. You'll see the option to participate in the fake news challenge as well. So that's a way to get community service hours, and it's a really worthwhile thing to do because of all the disinformation that's spread out there. Yes, we have a graphic novel book club coming up next month. The book will be Runaways. It's a Marvel graphic novel. That'll be the last Wednesday of August. Is that August 26th? And of course, we have this program, podcast, every month. And we got videos that are published every Friday, book reviews, book talks, which are it's kind of like a snippet into a glance at a book to kind of get people interested, kind of like a movie trailer, but for books. We have story starters. You can listen to the first chapter of a story to see if you'd be interested. It's all available on the teen portion of the website, eglendale.lac.org.
Thank you so much, Mike. We learned a lot about you. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to sit down and talk with us. Do you have any last words?
I feel like it's okay to feel uncomfortable and uncertain, as I mentioned before. And putting yourself in an uncomfortable position ultimately can be really beneficial because it makes you realize you can accomplish things that you might not have thought you were able to. And I'd struggled with that for a lot of my early years. Too afraid to do anything because it scared me too much. But when you do it, it's uncomfortable at first, but then when you finally accomplish whatever goal you have in mind, whether it's doing a job which you think you might hate, or going somewhere you've never been, or trying a new hobby, whatever it is, embrace feeling uncomfortable because it'll be okay. It'll work out.
Yay. Well, thank you so much, Mike,
Thank you.
again. Yeah,
Right.
for taking your time.
Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Problem.
Did you enjoy this episode? If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Glendale Library Arts and Culture channel.
Tune in every Friday at 4:30 for Teen Gen Talks. And if you would like to contact us and be part of the Teen Gen Talks, please email us at teengentalks@glendaleca.gov. Thank you. See you next episode.
Bye.
Okay.
Cut. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.